1 hour. I got you. All right. Brennan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the one and only. You can't clone him. Rick Glazer. What's good, Rick? Good to have you on.
Well, thanks for having me on tonight, and just another stop on the victory tour tonight. You know what I mean? 2 days of people like having me on talk shows, round tables, and podcasts, and it's been a lot of fun. Met a lot of new people. You're not one of the new ones I've met. You're one of the original ones.
That's correct. I'm the original one, really, really and
That's
truthfully.
correct.
But
Yeah,
Rick, how many podcasts have you done in the last day or so? Just with the whole Canelo thing. How many do you think you've done?
7 maybe.
7. Okay, so you've been. It's been a whole press tour for you.
Yeah, plus a whole bunch of round tables, about 3 or 4 of those. Just a lot of shit. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun, and people apologizing to me, and they want to know how come I'm beating all the big question is everybody's asking on Twitter is how come I'm beating all these reporters to all this good information, and including Showtime going out of business, just everything, and how I'm able to do that is that I'm doing business. My business is more white collar, and I'm doing business with the boxing executives and the boxing attorneys every day. I talk to 30, 40 of them, sometimes 30 of them a day in a day, but 30, 40 a week. And I glean a lot of information from that. I'm also let in on a lot of things that are because I render advice. And just it's the way it is. And I'm where I have access and to these white collar people in boxing, and I have a worldwide footprint where these guys, these reporters are either like they're from the United States, they cover like United States, Canada, maybe Mexico, where the guys in Europe, they cover Europe. I'm covering the whole world, but I'm not a reporter. I'm just a boxing guy. I'm a boxing insider. So that's why I'm able to get the information that I'm able to get.
Correct. You mentioned that you speak with 30 to 40 boxing executives in a day. Like,
No, I have in a day, not every day, but I do 30 to 40 in a week. That's for sure.
Okay, so like what on a normal day, like when do you like what time would you normally start talking to your first executive in a particular day? Like, is it
European, the ones over in like Europe and stuff like that, like 3 o'clock in the morning U.S. time, 4 o'clock in the morning U.S. time. And then it starts again at night. I talk to people in Australia and in New Zealand and all those kind of places. So boxing's worldwide, guys, and I've made it worldwide. And I've made my business worldwide many years ago. I made my business worldwide in '93, and I started in '91. So I've got I say 33 years of worldwide boxing experience. The worldwide part's really 32, but it is what it is.
not for sure. And as you said, Rick, the greatest feeling in the world is vindication, or is it vindication? Is it the vindication, or is it great sex? What's the greatest feeling in the world, Rick?
It's definitely vindication. There's no question about it. It's just that, like I said, before we went on the show, I said to you, I said that if I just came out with this news cold turkey on Sunday night, it would have been a good story, and would have got a few congratulations. But the fact that 2 weeks ago I said it was going to happen, and then it didn't happen, and then I was getting insulted by so many people, made this story even bigger. And
Yeah,
that's why it went viral. That's part of the reason why it went viral. Not only was it involving Canelo, PBC, the fact that they're out of money, but it is what it is. And here I'm getting my flowers from everybody. Yesterday I must have got, I don't know, maybe 225, 30 phone calls yesterday, maybe even 250 texts and phone calls from people around the world. Boxing guys, fans, followers of mine, people. One guy texted me, he says, "I hate you. You got me blocked." 'Cause he went to my, I guess he went to my, he told me he went to my website, got my phone number. So he said, "You got me blocked. I hate you, but I got to admit, you're a smart motherfucker."
Yeah, and I'm glad you were vindicated because just like I said on Twitter, even just me interviewing you all these years. Sometimes I go places and because I've been interviewing you for so long, they're like, "Oh, well, he's cool with Rick." Well, people give me shit for it, so it was good to see you get your vindication.
Thank you,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, you get shit just because you like me.
Huh?
You get shit just because you like me.
Yeah, just because I'm cool with Rick, I'm like, man, Rick ain't a bad guy. He ain't screwed me over. He's cool with me. I don't know what he did. I don't know what
I,
he did,
I,
but he's
I don't screw anybody over. People don't like me because I'm cocky. I'm brash, and they think, oh, I'm a know-it-all and all that. A maven. But the truth of the matter, I'm just me. If they don't like that, that's fine. They can go fuck themselves. I don't need them.
exactly. And just to get into it, Rick, with the whole Canelo thing, um, how did for someone you tweeted about it, but how did the whole PBC thing fall apart? Because I know there was a whole thing with the 35 million in escrow. I believe you tweeted something along the lines of the Canelo's lawyer wanted 35 million in escrow. So
Well, basically speaking, is they had no money to make any fights with that involved Canelo. That's basic. Doesn't matter who he was fighting. His minimum is 35 million. They don't have it.
yeah,
Done. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter. They could have offered him a cockroach, okay, and put boxing gloves on a cockroach. It didn't matter. They didn't have the money, so it didn't matter, did it?
no, it didn't. And some people have been saying I've seen things like people were saying like Canelo wanted to cherry pick Jamal Charlo while getting paid 35 million. So it was actually
No, that's not what happened. Heyman wanted to fight his clients, and that's what happened. His client, and that's what happened. He is a client of Heyman's. Now, David Benavidez is not a client of Heyman. He's Samson's fighter. So it's Heyman. The two Charlo brothers are his fighters. So he did not ask for Charlo. They would they were shoving the two Charlo brothers up his ass from the beginning. He said yes. That's all that happened.
okay. Well, was there any truth to the whole because I know Samson was saying they made Canelo. I'm just
Stop.
asking.
They didn't have $35 million to offer somebody, let alone 55 million. Please, come on.
Correct.
Why would they have to
I
offer
thought it was bullshit,
55?
but I just
Please,
asked you about it.
come on. I know you had to ask that question, but it's so obvious.
Yeah.
We know that. Come on.
Okay. Well,
Come on.
Eddie Reynoso was saying that that he found it insulting that people thought that Canelo didn't want to fight Benavidez and that Benavidez never made them an offer. But could Benavidez make Canelo an offer? Because isn't Canelo the A side? Isn't he the face of boxing? Isn't he the guy that dictates terms?
Correct.
So he can't make them an offer. So if
Well,
Reynoso,
they could, but they're not gonna. He's not gonna listen to them.
that's what I'm
Why would
saying.
he?
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
It's stupid.
So
It's stupid.
so if
It's dumb. The whole thing.
if Reynoso was saying that Canelo or that Benavidez didn't make him an offer, and that's the reason why they're not fighting, isn't that like a way of avoiding the fight? Don't you think?
Neither guy wanted to. They had three problems. Neither guy wanted to fight each other, and if they did, there was no money. So what do we have? We got a big nothing.
Yeah, a big nothing, and that's why Canelo's gonna.
Right.
I guess now he's talking to Eddie Hearn, and they're gonna do a little reunion supposedly, and he's gonna go over there and fight Munguia and Berlanga.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to Canelo fighting Munguia? Because I know there were a couple reports saying that they've agreed to for May 4th.
There's no decisions made yet. It's going to
Okay.
be one of the two, and then the other guy for September.
Okay. Well, what do you think about Canelo versus Munguia? That matchup right now.
That's a very good fight because Munguia gets hit with everything. You can't miss his head. He's sort of like an Iran Barkley. He gets hit with everything, but he throws a lot of punches, and he can punch. And it's going to be an exciting fight. It'll be a very, very good, very high spirited fight.
Yeah, no, McGee has definitely developed a lot, with Freddie Roach and guys like Eric Morales over the years. So it should be a good fight. it'll do great business here in Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah. What about Berlanga? I know Berlanga got a big stoppage over Patrick McCroy, first one in almost 4 years. What kind of chance do you give him in a Canelo fight?
The same chance I give you.
Well, damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if you had 8 ounce boxing gloves, I mean 10 ounce boxing gloves, I'd give you a better shot. So there you go.
I'd probably, I mean, no, I'd probably do better. You know, I'd probably faint a little bit better than Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga don't only throw when he faints, but we'll see how it goes, man. But you had an interesting tweet, and you said Eddie Reynoso, or not Reynoso, Eddie Hearn, I should say. Eddie Hearn is a lying hypocrite, and he's actually surpassed Lou DiBella, which for you, Rick, that's a big claim because I know how much you've had to say about Lou DiBella over the years. So why is Eddie Hearn the biggest hypocrite, and why has he passed?
Because he's supposed to be a boxing promoter that's clean, and then he defends these drug cheats when his fighters get caught cheating, like Ben and Dillian White and all these guys. He defends them and he covers shit up. So come on. It's the biggest hypocritical thing going. Please.
Yeah, and he plays like semantics with the whole like British boxing
right.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. It's all bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm wore out from Eddie Hearn. How's that?
Yeah, I know you still never dealt with him, right? You never did business with him or had any interaction.
One time in like 2017, and I don't need to do any business with him whatsoever. I'm good.
I got you. What was that interaction like, you and Eddie?
I did him a favor. Then he claims later on that I extorted him out of more money. He's just a goof.
Yeah. What was the favor?
Stupid. I got him a fighter at the last minute to fight Anthony Joshua before he was world champion. I got him Jason Gavin, a matter of fact, from Florida, and he offered Jason Gavin like 15,000 or 18,000 for the fight. It was like an 8-rounder, and he wasn't fighting for that. And Jason says to me, go make a deal and do the best you can. So I called up Eddie, and Eddie called me back. And I'm sorry, Eddie called me. I said that wrong. Eddie called me because when he called, told him to call, and he didn't have a deal. The guy wasn't going. So I got 38.5 out of Eddie. And the next thing I know is he tells people later on, guys that I know that are friends, that I extorted them. I didn't extort him. You needed a guy, and I delivered a guy for you. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I didn't extort him out of shit. So you just, what? Everything's a one-way street with Eddie. The street's named after him. They're called One Way.
Yeah. Eddie Hearn likes to, from what I've seen over the years, he kind of likes to throw stones and, hide his hand a little bit.
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? But it's all right. It's all right. He can do whatever he wants to do, So.
It is what it is. Canelo wasn't the only news. I know Terence Crawford's window to make the Spence rematch happen expired, so now he's officially a promotional free agent from PBC. What do you think of all that, Rick? Now that he's free.
Well, he's free. He's still going to cost $25 million to fight anybody. So we'll see how free he is. He's not free, but he is promotionally free. I'm glad for Terence. He's going into his twilight of his career. He's undefeated. He's going to walk into a couple of huge paydays. Hopefully, he'll retire undefeated, and I'm real happy for the guy. The guy had a hard road going through all the shit that he went through over the years, and he's a great for all-time great fighter, and I think he's great for boxing, and I think he's greatly underappreciated.
Yeah. So. What parts of Terence Crawford do you think are underappreciated? Like what do you think makes him underappreciated?
Oh, his ring IQ is so off the charts. It's incredible. The highest ring IQs in boxing, to me, are Terence Crawford, Inoue, Bam Rodriguez, Tyson Fury, Usyk. And I used to say Sonny Edwards, but the way he fought fucking Bam, standing in front of him, I've taken Sonny off that list. But and now Oscar Collazo, the 100 WBO 105-pound champ from Puerto Rico, he's ranking right up there with the best of them for ring IQ. Have you seen Oscar Collazo fight?
Of course, I've seen about 3 of his fights.
His ring IQ is off the chart, isn't it?
It's great. I would also he's fantastic. I would also include the future Hall of Famer Romo Gonzalez on the list. Chocolatito, we can't forget.
Oh yeah, definitely. I didn't list all of them. My top 10. I didn't list all of them, but yeah, he's got a very and Shakur Stevenson too.
Correct. Great fighters, man. Yep. Great. The WBO, Paco Barcarcel and Team Crawford. I guess they're talking about declaring him the super champion, so now he could be in line to fight Tim Tszyu.
No. That was they miswrote that. He's already the super champion.
Okay, good.
Okay, but because he's a super champion, if he wants to move up to 154, he becomes the mandatory instantly.
Correct.
They're not going to declare him the super champ. He's been the super champ, but because he's got the super champ status, that means that he gets if he wants to declare himself to go up to the next weight class, they will make him the automatic instant mandatory.
Okay, well that's
what it is.
That's right. Even better. What do you think about Tim Tszyu? Because I feel like that natural progression is if Tim Tszyu does what he's supposed to do and beat up on Keith Thurman on March 30th, then boom, you got your next big fight for Crawford. So what do you make of Crawford versus Tszyu at 54?
Hold on one second.
Go ahead.
I think hold on one second. So I think that Tim Tszyu is an excellent fighter. Very, 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 very solid. But he's not beating Terence Crawford.
No.
Period. Terence Crawford is all-time great. He's special. And he's just got too many things that, too much artillery, ring IQ's too high. He's very fast. He's a natural born. I call him the silent killer. He don't say much, and he kills on sight.
Yeah.
So it's just, So I just don't. I just don't see anybody beating him right now. I just don't. At 47, 54, 60, will Canelo beat him? I don't know. But I know that the guys at 47, 54, and 60 aren't beating this guy.
Yeah, so you wouldn't even give Jerron Ennis a chance, like just
no. He's a good fighter. I can take nothing against him, but he's not ready for this guy. This guy will turn him in knots. This guy will make him look like. You remember going back years ago? Do you remember the Botha fight when he fought Franz Botha when he fought Lennox Lewis?
Yes, I've watched it before.
He looked like he never had gloves on before, right?
Yeah,
but he never looked like that before, right?
No.
Okay, that's what this could look like.
Well, yeah, what is it about Terence's style compared to Boots' style that makes you so confident?
He just, his timing is unbelievable. He knows how to block punches. He spins out. He spins around you. He just does everything so, you can't teach this shit. You just can't teach it. And Boots is good, but he's more fundamental and he's more, regular, even though he's good. But Terence Crawford is absolutely special.
Yeah. So you're saying it's just those natural fighting instincts put him that class above you and a guy like a good guy.
Right. Exactly.
Fair enough.
Don't forget one thing. A guy with his IQ, his foot speed, hand speed, his agility, he can take your best things away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll do that to boot.
He can neutralize you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I know you were Paul Spatafore's matchmaker for like a long time, whole career pretty much, right?
Yeah, except from the second fight on all the way to like the last couple fights I didn't do because he left his promoter, which was a guy I was working for. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you see any similarities between prime Paul Spatafore and Terence Crawford, like skill-wise, style-wise?
No, because they're totally two different fighters. Paul went out to make you look bad, and of course he won fights. Where Crawford goes to take your head off.
Yeah.
They both southpaws, but they're completely different fighters.
That's why I asked, because they're
Right.
both south.
Right. They're both completely different fighters. I mean, it just Paul's more or less like a Pernell Whitaker, where a slickster, where Crawford is just the kind of guy is that he is slick, but he's very aggressive. Paul wasn't like that. Paul was a scientist, and Paul went out there to make you look bad, and of course he won fights.
Yeah.
Where Crawford walks across the ring to take your head off and tear your head off and shit in your neck.
Yeah. Take your soul.
Right. Exactly. Totally different types of fighters. No question about that.
So some people believe, Rick, that you're out here. Where is it? He said you're getting kickbacks from talking all this shit about Oscar Collazo. They don't think that you really think that Oscar Collazo is that good, but you're just getting kickbacks.
I love him. I think he's great. I know him personally. I've had breakfast with him. I've had lunch with him. I've had dinner with him at fights. Because he fights for Golden Boy and Kodo, and I do business with Golden Boy, and his manager is a personal friend of mine, Juan De Leon.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is I don't get kickbacks. Besides, 105 pounders don't make enough to give kickbacks.
That's right. I think he said even after his last title defense that Oscar wants to box him 5 times this year because he's going to get a bunch of money if he boxes a certain amount of time, something like that.
I heard that. I didn't hear that from Oscar De La Hoya. I heard it from Oscar Collazo.
Yeah. He said it after the fight in the post-fight interview.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Rick, we got your boy Daniel in the in the chat. He says Glazer is a straight shooter, no kickbacks. Yeah, shout out to Daniel, shout out to Pro Box.
Right, Daniel Rubin. Hello, Daniel Rubin. A favorite of mine.
Yeah, shout out to the fine folks at Pro Box. They got a nice card on tomorrow. Was Miguel Madueño and what's the guy's name? He's fighting Justin Paldo.
Yep, Justin Paldo. He's managed by Jolene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yep.
So it should be a fun card as always on Pro Box. But Rick, now with Canelo not being with PBC, Benavidez is going a new direction. He's finally moving up to light heavyweight to take on Alexander Gvozdyk. What do you make about the new move to light heavyweight and the fight with the Nail?
Well, the Nail, except for last year, which he made it come back and he fought 3 times, he'd been out of action since he got destroyed by Beterbiev back in October of 2019 in Philadelphia on ESPN. So he had been out for years. So he announced his retirement at the end of 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, brings up to 3 fights in 2023. There's no way between getting destroyed by Beterbiev and being out all those years that he's the same guy that he used to be. And I think that Benavidez is smart enough to beat him and got enough to beat him. I don't think the guy's got much in the tank left. Just can't. After that beating he took and being off all those years, I just don't think he has it anymore.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. It's a good fight to introduce himself to the light heavyweight division, and if he wins, Rick, you could probably see Benavidez versus the Bivol winner. So how do you think he would match up against Bivol and Beterbiev if he got those fights?
I don't think his ring IQ is high enough to be either guy. I don't,
Even Bivol?
What's that?
Even
no.
Bivol, you think Bivol punches hard enough to keep him?
But his ring IQ, Bivol's ring IQ is superior, and I don't think he's smart enough to beat those kind of guys. I just don't think he's smart enough to beat those super high quality guys with high ring IQs. I just don't think he's that kind of guy.
And you don't foresee him being able to fight the same way he fought at 68, just mowing those guys down.
I do, but he's not mowing those guys down. Remember, he's never fought real good fighters. Demetrius Andrade was on the back 9. Ronald Ellis was just a guy. I mean, he didn't fight anybody. Who did he ever fought? Not anybody. No killers.
Huh?
No killers.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. We got my man John with the super chat. He says, "What's up, fellas? Rick knows his boxing."
Thank you.
That he definitely does, and he's always listen. Rick is like one of the most transparent people in boxing. That's why I don't understand people that got a problem with him, because if you got a problem with him, you can get his phone number.
No, but I will tell you why people don't like me, because people
Because
want
they're
to be
soft. They're
lied
soft.
to, conned, and bullshitted. They don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah,
That's why they don't like me.
and they're soft.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Yeah,
stuff. Everybody's a snowflake today.
yeah, fucking punks.
Right.
Shout out to Chris Glover. Pro Box in the building. Chris Glover says Rick Glazer is the main man. He always tells it how it is. God bless. Viva Rick. Woo! And he also says Viva True School Sports. Woo! Shout out to Chris. Chris, I'll see you. I'll see you
Thanks.
in New York, man.
Thank you, Chris. Much appreciated. Good man, Chris.
Yeah, Chris is a good guy, man. He's making a lot of good things happen behind the scenes in the sport.
Well, I knew if Daniel Rubin came on, he couldn't be too far behind. They're like the Gemini twins.
Yeah, that's true. That where you see one, you normally see the other.
Right. Right. Exactly. They probably share the same woman.
Oh yeah, they're probably passing them around like a football.
Right. Exactly.
But Rick, I saw your tweet about Elvis Rodriguez, that he's the most recent fighter that's also left PBC. But then I've seen
Well,
people.
hold it. He's the most recent one that I know of, because this happened last week. So since then, there could have been more people that was smart enough to abscond away from and desert PBC. I don't know that, but as of last week, he was the latest that I know of. Let's qualify that, okay?
I got you. So
Okay.
with him leading PBC, do you think now maybe he becomes a guy that could fight Subriel Matias next? Because I know Subriel.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely, no question.
Because I don't think we've ever had a big time world title fight between Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico in Puerto Rico. That I feel like that'd be a great atmosphere, kind of like in baseball.
Right, right. You're right. Not that I know of. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. As far as I wanted to get your thoughts, Rick, on some things going on with the monster Inoue, because he's obviously one of the faces of boxing. He's got that big fight coming up with Louis Neri.
Real quick, I'll tell you what this game. He's fighting Louis Neri in May, and then he's fighting MJ later in the year, and then he's moving up to 26 pounds. So he's gonna do his two mandatory. He's gonna do his two mandatory fights, and then he's gonna move up. Correct.
Okay. What about Sam Goodman? Because there's been reports about maybe him fighting Sam.
That ain't happening. Please, that ain't happening.
Why? I mean, why would I mean, I know they got the Saudi money, so is that why MJ gets the fight? Is it the Saudi money?
No. Just he's the man that joined the WBA. That's all.
Okay. Fair enough. What do you think about
one thing about Japan? When you got a guy like Inoue, you either have to fight a world champion or your mandatory number one contender. You can't bring a guy number 10 in. It doesn't have any meaning or purpose. You understand what I mean? The fans are very smart over there, and they want to see him win a world title or fight. It could be a former champ, but it's got to be a mandatory or something like that. They can't just bring in, this guy's a number 8 contender, number 12 contender. Doesn't mean shit.
No,
so he's got to fight somebody with meaning and purpose. And MJ is not only the number one contender, he's a former world champion. So he fits the bill.
I got you.
And so is Louis Neri, former champion and a number one contender. So he fits the bill.
And with Neri too, they got the whole the storyline with Yamanaka.
Forget about all that. That was listen. The quote, they weren't going to let him fight over there. Yeah, sure. They're going to have Inoue go over and fight him in another country so they don't get any tax dollars from it. Get out of here, please. And tourism dollars. Get out of here. Stupid.
I hear you. And they're going to do it big. He's fighting at the Tokyo Dome. Big prestigious venue.
Exactly.
It's going to be a crazy scenes over there.
Yeah.
Rick, Junto Nakatani, he's a guy that's making a lot of noise. He's got a big stoppage against Santiago.
He's very, 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 very good. But I just wanted to show you guys something. Okay. Now, everybody talks about Nakatani, okay, and everybody talks about Inoue. The two Maloney brothers, Jason did the best with Inoue that anybody did. And Andrew Maloney got stopped in the 12th, and he did well, and everybody else was getting blown out a lot quicker. Those fucking Maloney brothers are tough bastards. That's all I know.
They are. they're really tough bastards, and I got a lot of respect for them, especially Jason, who put on a great fight with Saul Sanchez. I mean,
That was sensational. That's the early fight of the year.
yeah, it's
You know?
definitely in the running. Shout out to
Yep.
Malone. They do a great job flying the flag for Australian boxing. But I wanted to ask
Yep.
you, Rick, what do you think about maybe Inoue versus Junto in the future? That's a fight that I know a lot of Japanese boxing fans are having.
They're too far apart in weight. One guy just got to 18, and one guy's going to be at 26. They're going to be too far apart in weight. Won't happen.
No, you don't think it could ever happen because Inoue said he's never going to go past and end his career at featherweight, and Junto will.
I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. You know,
Okay.
if it does, it does. But I just don't see it going to happen.
Okay, fair enough. Let me get to some of these super chats. Shout out to Pops with the $20 super chat. He says, "Thank you, Rick, for sharing your knowledge. BT, keep grinding. People, super chat. Thank you."
Is that your father?
My dad, yeah, I guess he's super chatting.
I'm going to give you $20. Hey, you cheap bastard! You better come up with more. Only $20 from the father? Oh
Yeah,
man!
you can't
If
even.
that was my kid, I'd give him 50. Oh, I better shut up. You want 25 from me? No, you're not my kid. I better shut up. Hello, Pop.
Yeah, shout out to Pop.
Yep.
My man John says, Inoue didn't give BT an interview, so for that, I hope he loses. Hey, it is what it is, man. Yeah, he's like the president over there in Japan. And then Steve Wright says, Rick, Glazer, and DeGuardia are the king of kickbacks.
Man, I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but we appreciate the super chat, Steve. But Rick, I know with you being close to Golden Boy, I feel like you'd have a good perspective on this whole Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight. They had their press conference today, and there was a lot of jawing back and forth. How do you feel about Ryan versus Devin with no rehydration clause? Like, what kind of chance to give Ryan? Because a lot of people are writing him off.
Well, common wisdom tells you that Haney should have outboxed him and win the decision. Mm-hmm. But I do see it. I'm not saying that he's not going to, and I'm not saying Ryan's going to win. But Ryan has an avenue to victory, and that avenue is he's got quick twitch muscles, and he can punch with the left hook and the right hand. And Haney leans in a lot. He lowers his head when he goes to throw body punches, and if this guy catches him, he could knock him out. So there is a path to victory for Ryan Garcia. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt that he can win. He can win the fight, but I do figure at the end of the day that Haney will get his hand raised in a decision victory.
Okay. You think like with them having all that history in the amateurs, you think that plays maybe to Ryan's benefit in the fight as well?
Not really. It doesn't play to anybody's benefit, really. That was then. This is now. Haney's got a high ring IQ. Ryan does not have a high ring IQ, and that's a big difference between the two fighters, right there.
Okay. I know a lot's been made of like the fight being in New York City as opposed to it being on the West Coast. Why, with you being close to Oscar, you probably know better than most. Why do you feel Oscar had it out in New York City instead of the West Coast?
Because there's no facility on the West Coast that you could do that big fight in a building big enough that doesn't have the hockey going that weekend or the NBA playoffs. So that's why.
It's all booked up.
And the Nets aren't making the playoffs in the basketball, so the place is available. You understand? Does that make sense to you?
That makes sense. The way Oscar said it on Twitter was like basically, this gives Ryan and Devin the chance to become stars on both coasts.
Yeah, it does. That's true. That's true. Absolutely true. 100%. But in the meantime, they would have liked to have it on the West Coast, whether Vegas or LA. There's just no buildings available. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
Tough weekend. Tough time of year.
Yeah, fair enough. I know that time of year with the NBA and the NHL and it's baseball. It's crazy time in sports here in this country.
That's right.
I don't know if you saw, Rick, but Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Schofield, they had a little back and forth, and Shakur's kind
of they got to stop. They're in two different atmospheres. One guy is an established 3-division world champ on his way to the Hall of Fame. The other guy just got into 10-round fights last year. Come on.
No, I get all that,
Let's
but
leave, yeah,
go ahead.
let's leave it alone. It's stupid. It's a they should, Floyd should know better than to engage himself in, I don't know if he's clout chasing, Johnson jumping. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's a good kid. He should just stay in his own lane right now. His
I got
time's gonna come. He'll be a world champ. Let Shakur move up. Haney already moved up. Let it be for now. Leave it alone. Jesus
What,
Christ.
what
I mean,
what do
just
you think about the matchup that Shakur suggested between him and Abdullah Mason, Floyd Schofield and Abdullah Mason?
Mason's not ready for Floyd's too strong for him right now. Little Floyd's too strong for him and too experienced. He's had 10-round fights. The other guy just got the 8-rounders. I mean, it's stupid. It's all dumb conversations. Not Top Rank ain't gonna let it happen. Oscar's not gonna let it happen. So it just doesn't even. It's all Twitter talk. How's that?
I got you. So would a fight for Floyd Schofield with maybe like Ashton Silve from Jake Paul Spider, would that make more sense? Because they're kind of closer in experience
Yeah,
level.
yeah. That would make more sense. And him fighting the guy who just beat Jojo Diaz would make more
Jesus,
sense. So those kind of fights.
okay, Jesus Perez. Yeah, that was a good fight actually. That whole card was pretty good. I
Yeah.
was there.
Yep.
Golden Boy did a good job that card that night. He had Eric Tudor do his thing. It was good
Yep.
show.
Yep.
So we got another super chat from the Falling Star. He says PBC's only hope to stay alive is Tank Davis.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you can't run a whole company on Tank Davis. That ain't possible. So that's it's not a resolve. It isn't like having like a Mike Tyson for Don King back in the day or a Ray Leonard back in the day. Tank's not that kind of he doesn't generate that kind of dollars to keep a whole company afloat with a lot of employees.
Yeah, and he's not really active enough either on that end. He's
Right,
not fighting
right.
enough.
He doesn't fight often enough. Right. That's the other reason. Correct, though.
So Rick, we got one Disgruntled boxing fan. He's got some smoke for you. He says, "Stop booking brain damaged Africans. You're supposed to be the Golden Boy matchmaker. Robert Diaz forgot more than you know. You
I'm
bum."
not. First of all, that guy is known because I'm not. I don't work for Golden Boy. They're a client of mine. I do business with them. They're a client of mine. I'm not the matchmaker. I didn't replace Robert Diaz. Okay, that's number one. Number two is he was not brain damaged. Okay, that's all bullshit. He took a secondary test, but the test was cloudy. The test itself was cloudy. They said they wanted a better test. They get a stricter test. I can't remember the name of this thing, and an MIA and a CT scan both. And he took them, passed them. A neurosurgeon signed off on it. The commission doctor signed off. Nobody had brain damage. It's all bullshit. The guy's fighting again coming up. No, there's no brain damage.
He's fighting
That was
Rocha.
all
Right?
bull. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So whoever's that guy is right there. I'm not their matchmaker. I didn't replace him. Robert Diaz does not know more than me. Trust me. Okay, and anytime he wants to compare brains, and everybody knows me and him says I'm much smarter. So there you go. Stick it in your ass.
Okay. Tell him how you really feel, Rick.
Yes, okay. Stick Robert Diaz in your ass.
Yeah. Stick Robert Diaz in your ass. Hey, why did Robert Diaz and Golden Boy fall out? Like, what happened with all that? What's the whole story behind that? Because it seemed to just happen out of nowhere.
Um, let's put it this way to you. Okay, his contract was due, was
Mm-hmm.
up for renewal, and they just elected not to renew it and move on.
They guess
I got
split.
Yes, I got the call, and they never offered me a job, never offered me to work there. They just said, Rick, we got a lot of work for you. We let Robert Diaz go, so they subletting work to me. That's all they're doing.
Okay. All right. Fair
And
enough.
I have a great relationship with him, with Oscar himself, with Eric Gomez, the president, with the COO, is Robert Gaspari, Bernard Hopkins. It's a very nice relationship. I get along with them very well.
I got you. The same guy has a super chat. He says, Rick, I will beat you in a Dagestani wrestling match. If you beat me, I will buy you some socks, you hobo.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what the Dagestani is, but that's another thing you could stick in your ass. A
Yeah,
Dagestani.
facts. But Rick, staying on the Golden Boy side of things, I know you got that fight coming up with William Zepeda and Maxie Hughes on March 16th in here in Vegas. What do you make of that matchup?
Well, Maxie Hughes throws a lot of punches. He comes to fight. He gave was it Tiafimo all he could handle,
George
and
Campbell.
George Cambosis. I'm sorry, yeah, all he can handle, and it's going to be a hell of a fight. It really is going to be a hell of a fight. I think that William Zepeda is on the rise, and I think he's a very, very good fighter.
He is a
Excellent fighter.
he's one
Yep,
of the
and I and if he gets by Maxie Hughes, not just winning but looking impressive, then William Zepeda is the real deal.
yeah. And hopefully, I don't know if Zanfer Promotions, whatever fancy, maybe putting him in with like Shakur Stevenson or Golden Boy wants to do like the in-house fight with Floyd.
I don't think I don't William Zepeda doesn't have anything to do with Zamfara.
He's what? No, he
He's not.
doesn't. I thought he was
I don't
Zanfer.
think so. I never heard that. I never heard that.
Okay, okay. Then I guess I stand corrected. But Golden Boy,
No, you might be right. You might be right, but I don't. I never knew that to be true. So
I'm
I
gonna look it
don't.
up.
Doesn't sound right.
Zanfer, Williams paid to Zanfer. I could have sworn he was Zanfer Promotions.
Maybe you're right. I don't know, but I never heard that.
Yeah, I don't see anything on it, so I don't think he is. So you're correct. Hyro wants to know from you, Rick, how did Al and Oscar work together, and why did it end?
I don't understand what the question is. Alan Oscar,
I guess
who?
thinking about when Al Haymon had his fighters at Golden Boy before he started PBC and all that stuff happened.
It was a bad relationship, and it ended even worse, where Oscar won a huge lawsuit. Let's put it that way to you.
Yeah. They want to know from you, Rick, what are your thoughts on Virgil Ortiz?
I think he's an excellent fighter. I think he's going to be a world champion. And I think he should stay away from Terence Crawford. They don't need each other.
No,
I think Virgil Ortiz is explosive. He could fight, but stay away from Terence Crawford.
okay. I personally want to see that fight. I think Virgil Ortiz has one of the best power jabs in the business.
No. I like to see it from a fan standpoint, but I'm saying that if I was handling Virgil Ortiz, I'd want to go navigate my guy away from him.
Because Terence will ruin him, you think, or potentially?
No, I'm not saying ruin him, but would probably beat him at this stage. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, that kind of ties into what I was going to ask you next. So, because Golden Boy signed Charles Conwell, is maybe a Charles Conwell Virgil fight?
Yes. I can see Virgil. I mean, a Conwell doing like 2 fights beforehand and then fighting Virgil Ortiz. No question about that. Yes, that would be a very makeable fight.
Yeah, because Charles is number 1 in the WBC, and I believe Virgil's 6. So it's the perfect way to get to a title, and Virgil has a good chance.
You mean 6 today? You don't know what it'll be like next month. Maybe it'll be number 2. You don't know that.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, things always change, but at this moment in time, last time I checked, he was 6.
You're right.
Okay. Are there any fights you're looking forward to in boxing coming up soon, Rick? I know there's a lot of some good fights coming up. I know you got Lomachenko, Kambosos. I mean, I don't know what you think about that one. I feel like the consensus is probably Lomachenko's. Everyone's picking Loma, right?
Well, if Loma's not shot, who knows what he's got left? But yeah, I figure he's going to win. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about going back to combo? Do you think Golden Boy considers making a Xander Zayas fight? Because Xander
with who
step up at some point, and that I feel like that'd
with
be a good
who
step with someone. I mean, don't gotta be Conwell, but someone got to step up with somebody. So Conwell is not Conwell's good, but he's not
top rank's going to protect Xander Zayas. He's going to be a big draw. He's got a great personality. He's good looking. He speaks English. He speaks a little English. He speaks great Spanish. He was born in Puerto Rico, and guess what? They're not putting them in with any killers. Trust me. Get that out of your head.
Well, I mean, I never thought they would put him in any killer because I talked to Peter Kahn and I never got the impression that any killers were on the horizon. But he's number 2 in the WBO, so I figured, you know what, maybe at some point we get a step up fight.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna be against Virgil Ortiz. Trust me.
I got you. Did you watch the? I'm sure you did the Adrian Curiel No Chinga rematch.
No, I did. It's one fight I missed.
Really?
My wife and I were with another couple and stuff like that. We were doing things, and I didn't see the fight. No.
Oh man, it was great because I was
Yep,
gonna ask,
I know.
what do you think about because Sonny, your boy Sonny, he's talking about moving down to 108 to fight No Chinga.
I don't know if Sonny can make it. It would be a fun fight. Listen, Sonny can fight. Sonny, I don't know what happened that night against Bam. He ran out of IQ. His ring IQ. Why did he stand in front of him? All you do is got to use angles. Guy's coming right at you. Use angles. You didn't do. You just stood there and fought like an idiot.
Yeah, I don't get it. He wanted to fight with his ball for some reason to try to prove a point, and he got.
I know. One of those little guy, one of those little macho guys that trying to prove the world how tough he is. I know. I get it.
Yeah. DB Boxing Fan says, "What is the future for PBC after numbers come in for Amazon pay-per-view? Is it going to be the nail in the coffin?"
Probably. I would. If it's not, it's going to be close to the nail in the coffin. There'll be a couple more nails stuck in there, and then they'll be done. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, I haven't been. Have I been on your show since Cameron Duncan passed away?
I don't think so. No, this is the first time.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Because I mean, we did it the exact same day. All that stuff happened, and I know you had a lot to say about Cameron Duncan, who, by the way, his company's getting sued by Boots Ennis now. Boots is suing his for like $1 million.
Yeah, he's suing his wife, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, his wife. His wife's handling all the affairs because he's dead or whatever. But
yeah.
Got any take on that?
No, I'll leave that one alone.
Yeah, I got you. EFC says Daniel Kinahan has never heard of Rick Glazer.
That's not true. Please.
I don't think that's true at all.
Please stop. Stop.
I'll tell you. You know what? Because Rick's normally the guy that tells the stories, but I'll tell the story in this instance. I was talking to my good buddy Stacey McKinley a while ago, like years ago, and I remember I asked him. I said, "Hey, Stacey, you know Rick Glazer?" And he was like, "Yeah, if you in boxing, you know who Rick Glazer is." And that's how it is. If you're really involved in the sport, you're gonna know who Rick is.
Daniel knew me on a first name basis. I zoomed him with many times. We did deep business together. And great guy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Let me see. We got GM wants to know from you, Rick. How many pay-per-views do you think Ryan and Haney will do?
It's tough to say because I think they're only going to be on the app. I don't think they're going to show it on cable on cable pay-per-view. I would say it could do 500,000 homes. I would think
500,000.
500,000.
It's a good
500,000.
That'd be solid.
What? Yeah,
that'd be a solid amount. Because a lot of people are not turning in 500,000 buys these days.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Rick, are there any? I know you mentioned like the Chechnya and Wolf before when I asked you this question, but I'll ask you again. Are there any prospects maybe you come across that you're high on recently?
Yeah, Abdullah Mason's real good. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Abdullah Mason's one guy that's real good. I'm pretty high on this kid that Golden Boy has. Oh God, Jose Tito Sanchez. He's a 22-pounder. It's real good.
Did he fight on? I think was it Bam? Did he fight on like any other undercards recently?
No, he was the main event on a Thursday night show when he last fought, and believe in September.
Okay, no, I didn't watch him then. No, because they had one guy I seen fight on. I think it was that kid Arturo Cardenas, the Robert Garcia fighter. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. No, I never seen
Or,
Jose.
yeah. Another guy's pretty good is that Raymond Muay, the top rank. He's got the 35-pounder.
Mm.
He's real good. There's some good fighters.
How far do you think Raymond is from a title shot? I know he's ranked pretty highly in a couple of the sanctioning bodies, but you
Well,
think top rank?
as soon as certain guys move up, he'll be the next wave to put in there. You know what I mean?
Okay,
That's what it is. He's a good fighter. Got a high ring IQ, can punch, very aggressive, very strong, good balance. He's good complete fighter.
I know. He's been flapping his gums about wanting to fight Keyshawn Davis, which I think I would like to see Top Rank do that fight in the next year or so. Once
Yeah, well,
the vision corrects itself and
as
guys move
soon
up.
as soon as soon as Keyshawn threatens to leave when his contract's up, then they'll look to make the fight.
That's how it goes, right? That's how it normally goes.
Yep, that's how business works, bro.
Yeah. I've learned that over the years.
We got 9 minutes to go, so you
We got.
better come up with some good questions in
Well, I
nine
don't really.
minutes. Hey,
Everybody's coming up with some good questions. They want to know, why doesn't De La Hoya have enough dates like Eddie Hearn?
he's got plenty of dates. He's doing shows all the time. What are you talking about? He just did January 6th. He just did a show 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
He did a smaller show 2 weeks ago. Come up here in March. He's got March 16th, March 30th. He's got April 4th, April 20th, April 27th. I mean, What are they talking about?
I don't know. This guy
Please.
Hyro hates Eddie Hearn, so don't take anything he says with a grain of salt when it comes to Eddie Hearn. Why does PBC do a lot of shows at the Armory?
I have no idea. It's about as dumb as I don't have any idea. Please go all the way up to Minnesota and all that transportation costs, and they're right out in Vegas, or it's ridiculous. Who knows?
What do you
Some harebrained idea,
What do you think about Carmel Moen, the kid with Floyd?
Well, he's too young. He's 17 years old. He looks good so far, but he hasn't fought anybody live yet. Wait till somebody starts punching back at him. We'll see what he's got.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's a really good talent. I saw him spar a couple of days ago, actually, here in Vegas. Really talented kid.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. But they all look like Ray Robinson until they get hit back. They start getting touched up back. So then some of them fall apart.
No, I definitely hear you, Rick. But Rick, with it being the last couple minutes of live, I know you always have good boxing stories. You got any boxing stories, interesting boxing stories that come to mind that you want to tell people?
I'll tell you, guys, a great story. And De La Hoya had a show October 7th in Vegas at the Cosmopolitan. The next day, I had taken the COVID shot in Buffalo. I was out at the hotel. I was at the front desk, and I went out like a light. I collapsed before I hit the ground. I knocked my head. I hit my head on the granite. I was already out before when my blood pressure dropped down to zero, my pulse zero, and they revived me in the ambulance. I was in the emergency room, and earlier that morning I had started to make a deal. I had my phone in my left pocket. And I'm laying in the emergency room. I got all this electrical stuff attached to me, all these IVs, all this stuff. I had a concussion, and I call up. I'm real groggy, and I said to the guy, "Do we have a deal?" Blah blah blah. And I'm talking to the guy, and the doctor and some little physician assistant come walking in, and they're stunned. And I put my finger up in the air like 1 minute, and I put my other hand and say, I turned that hand into a stop sign, like stop. If we got a deal, I can send you the contract tomorrow. I'll send you the contract tomorrow. The guy says, "Hey, Rick, you're real groggy. Are you all right?" I said, "I sound like you're drunk." "No, I'm all right." So the doctor says, "What are you doing?" I says, "What am I doing?" I says, "I'm making a deal, doc." He said, "You came in here 4 hours ago. We didn't know if you're going to live or die." He said, "You got a concussion. You got this, that. You got all this electrical stuff, all these IVs, He said, I said, "Doc, are you turning a buck here today?" He goes, he hesitates. He goes, well, yeah. I looked at the physician assistant, and I go, "Are you turning a buck?" He goes, "Of course." I says, "Well, so you two think you're the only two? So am I."
That's right.
So I made the deal. 13 days later, the guy fought. It was a short notice fight. 13 days later, the guy fought, and I told Eric Gomez, the president of Golden Boy, the whole story, what just happened. Now he calls me the amazing animal. Well, who else could be? Basically, you know, you got to do business, and I was practically dead. There I am doing business. So
You had to
that's
get
the
it.
boxing guy. That's the boxing guy that I am. I'm a pro.
Yeah, a true pro.
Nothing will keep me down. Nothing will keep me down. Nothing at all. One time years ago, I was having sex with a broad,
Uh-oh.
and I was in bed having sex with a broad. I got a phone call, and she was about to have an orgasm. I put her off to I said I put my hand. I said relax. I grabbed the phone. Yeah, blah blah blah. I make a deal, make 5,000, and she says to me, she said, "Did you have to stop for that phone call?" I said, "What's more important, your orgasm or $5,000?" She goes, "I trade 5,000 for an orgasm any day." I said, "See, I won again."
Yeah, man. You live a fun life, Rick. You definitely live a fun life. We got
Yeah.
a question for you, Rick. My man Lou Duba says, Rick is the king of boxing Twitter. All hail the king or get glazed. Quick question. Do you know this guy, Fred Garvin? Who is he? I discovered him on Twitter and he seems unhinged. PBC Simps are nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an LDBCer. He's the king of LDBCers. He's that guy. I don't know him personally, but he's completely wacky. Him and that Fannin. Fannin calls himself Fanon now.
Oh,
That's the
yeah?
latest one. Yeah, Fannin calls himself
Yeah.
Fanon. He went from Fannin, a black guy, to a Frenchman.
Just like, yeah, I don't know Fannin. I never talked to him, but I've seen his stuff.
Yeah, yeah. These guys are all. Oh my God. They're
Yeah.
having mental breakdowns right now that I was right and Canelo left and PBC's falling apart and all this stuff. They're having big breakdowns.
Yeah. My man Harold wants to know, how do you think Paul Spadafora is doing training his son? I'm not really sure.
I don't know, but Paul's very capable. He knows the science of the game. He's a quality trainer. So I would say he's doing well.
Yeah, he definitely one of the smartest fighters.
Right.
Whoever.
No question. Well, no, you got to reframe it. If one of the smartest fighters in the ring, outside the ring, he wasn't too smart.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Oh, you know who was a smart fighter? I met him recently. I wanted to know if you ever had dealings with him. Did you ever deal with Michael Nunn back in the day? Because I just met him recently.
No. He was almost he was like I got in '91. He lost his title in '91,
Yeah.
and I never really dealt. He fought for Don King after that and stuff. I really never dealt with him.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice guy.
Maybe you
Nice
got.
guy.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Great fighter too.
Nice guy. Good personality. Yep. Nice guy. Good personality. Yep.
For sure. But Rick, we're getting down to the almost the hour mark. So the last question I have for
Listen,
you.
anybody wants to follow me on Twitter, it's at Real Rick Glazer 1. I'm a verified account. I got over 11,000 followers. And
You're doing good thing.
what's
You got a good following now. You're doing well.
I got to do what I got to do, guys. Listen, anytime you want to have me back on, you're more than welcome to have me back on. I enjoy your show. You were the first one that really put me on a podcast, and I appreciate it. I never forgot you. And in the meantime, there's no fame and fortune with me. I'm just a good old school boxing guy, good old school type boxing guy, and that's how I operate. So anytime, I'm very approachable. I'm not one of these kind of guys that aren't approachable, and I try to do the best I can for everybody.
And you could even
Thanks for
find.
having me.
No,
What's
thank you.
that?
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, buddy. Bye now.
All right. So there you have it, man. Rick Glazer. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Yeah, man. Like, Rick, you guys heard Rick said. There was I was really the first person here on YouTube to put him on a podcast platform where he would come here and do interviews, and a lot of people follow my wave and follow what I was doing, and they can they do interviews with Rick, but I really don't think there's any better Rick Glazer interviews than the ones on my channel. So yeah. Lou, he says, no thanks, my super chat, you ingrate. No, thank you. My bad, bro. There was a lot of super chats, but I didn't say thank you. I'm sorry, Luduva. I appreciate you, and I've been seeing all your comments on all the old Rick Glazer content. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you, and I'm glad that you stopped by and contributed. And yeah, man. Before I get off the live, let me just give you guys some program reminders because it's a busy week here on True School Sports. Tomorrow, I gotta go down to the Top Rank gym and do some interviews down there. There'll be a live tomorrow. I'm not sure what it'll be about, but it should be a fun live. And then Friday, I'm flying out to upstate New York for the Odebek Komatov Raymond Ford fight, so I'll be out there to just watch the fight and see what's good in the featherweight division. And then next week around this time, I'll be back home in South Florida. So yeah, happy days here on True School Sports. A lot of great things happening, a lot of things to look forward to, and definitely just a beautiful time to be alive in life for me. And yeah, I'm gonna definitely try to get some more fighters and people on these lives because the last 2 days with Hyro yesterday and Rick Glazer today, I've really been enjoying the interviews and whatnot. So hopefully you guys been enjoying them. And look, guys, give me some suggestions. Like, who are some fighters? And I'll do a community post on this soon. Who are some fighters that you guys would like to see me bring on the lives? And I'll go ahead and I'll try to get them on because I do know you guys enjoy more. You guys do enjoy when I bring people on here and do the interviews with fighters and people in the boxing business. So if there's anybody you want me to interview, I'll leave a community post soon, and you guys can go ahead and leave your thoughts down below on that when I do post. But yeah, keep supporting True School, keep supporting boxing. Tomorrow, Pro Box has a card, so I'll definitely do all that. We'll take a couple more comments, and then I'm gonna get up on out of here. My man DB says, when's Pops doing a live? I love the energy. Pops will be live Saturday. Pops will be doing the live for Odebek Komatov and Raymond Ford. He might do one tomorrow for Miguel Madueno and Justin Paulo, but I gotta run that by him, see what he says. So you might get one tomorrow. He might be tomorrow's live. So we'll see how it goes with that. But Pops will be at least live at minimum Saturday for sure. And then yeah, I'll be going live every day in between. I know you guys don't really care about BT, but Pops be live soon. He says, you skipped my super chat, man. At least read it. What'd you say? I didn't mean to skip it. He says, are you cool with Punch Drunk Boxing? Now, I don't know if that was meant for Rick or for me, but I'm cool with Punch. We've spoken a couple of times. God bless Punch. Can you do a live stream from the strip or in a casino? Oh, 1,000%. That's actually a great idea. So we got tomorrow. I gotta go do something. Maybe Thursday. Maybe Thursday night we'll do a special IRL stream. What you think? What you think, guys? Should you guys want the Las Vegas casino IRL stream? And by the way, IRL means in real life. Maybe we'll go ahead and get that popping for you guys on Thursday night. We'll go walk all the different casinos on the strip because they got some nice casinos here in Vegas. Like they got Durango Casino, they got the Venetian, they got the Aria, they got the Cosmopolitan, they got the MGM. They got a lot of good stuff here in Vegas. So maybe we'll do that. I know Friday night. Let me see. Friday night I get to upstate New York. Saturday's the fight. Maybe Saturday night in the morning or in the afternoon. I was supposed to go visit the Boxing Hall of Fame because the International Boxing Hall of Fame is 10 miles away from the Turning Stone Casino. So maybe I'll do a live from the International Boxing Hall of Fame. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about True School Sports live from the International Boxing Hall of Fame? Let me know in the chat what y'all think about that. Can you interview Thomas LaManna with better video quality? That Thomas LaManna interview was completely unplanned. I didn't even know I was going to talk to Thomas LaManna that day, but we could do that. I'll reach out to him. You from Florida, but you won't interview Keith Thurman. Nah, I would love to interview Keith Thurman. I've actually reached out for a Keith Thurman interview multiple times over the years. It just never came together. And he's in Tampa, and I'm in South Florida. We just never crossed paths. But I love Keith Thurman. I love that interview. He says you definitely got to do that. Do what? The Hall of Fame or the casino, or both? Do it, bro. My coach goes every year to the induction. Yeah, I've never gone. I've never gone to the International Boxing Hall of Fame. I've never gone to upstate New York, so it'll be my first time going for the fight. I'll be out there. I'll be out there, and I'll be joined by my good buddy and one of the best featherweights and one of the best fighters in the world, my boy Angelo Leo. We'll both be out there together to watch the fights and see who's who in the featherweight division. Oh, the Hall of Fame. Okay, yeah, for sure. I'll do that. So there you go. It's as good as done. Saturday morning or afternoon, I'll head out to the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and we'll get a special True School Sports live stream going for that. Maybe me and maybe if Angelo comes along, maybe we can both preview our future homes in the Hall of Fame, God willing. Michael Ryan Pitts, good to see you, man. Hey, I've been getting your phone calls, man. My bad for not calling you back. Like I don't like seeming like I'm Hollywood on anybody. It's like life's so busy these days. But I'm definitely gonna get back to you when I get back to Florida in about a week, or maybe even before then when I get some time. But I haven't forgot your calls. It's on my agenda. I literally wrote it down in my notes. I was gonna call you. But good to see you here, man. Hope all is well. God bless. Hope your family's well and everything's well with you. We'll go 5 more minutes. We'll make it an even 70 minutes. We'll go into the hour and 10-minute mark. So get your comments in. BT's a busy man. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Like I can't even really get into everything that I have going on in boxing because some things don't need to be explained or said publicly right now. But I have a lot of things going on, and it's not just boxing content, interviews. It's actually a lot more. It's more than that. I have a lot. I mean, I'll share with you guys later on down the road. There's a lot of things going on with your boy BT in boxing. Oh my God, it's crazy. A lot of great things, So yeah, man. Comatog Ford on Saturday should be fun. He said, "God bless, brother. I love the content." Thank you, man. I got a couple of interviews I got to drop soon too. I went to Top Rank Gym today and I interviewed this kid, Ethan Smith, a real good amateur. I interviewed him many years ago here in Vegas when he fought in the Silver Gloves. Now he's turning pro, so I feel a little old. You know what I'm saying? That dude's just blowing smoke in the chat. Okay. I don't even know who you are, but God bless. He says, BT knocked someone up. Not yet, champ. Not yet. That might be coming in about a year or two, but not yet. We got someone in particular too, but not yet. No one's knocked up. Nobody's daughter's in danger yet. We just focusing on the boxing. Boxing's my girlfriend for now. Let me know when you come to a Red Owl boxing show. Oh, for sure. I would love to go to a Red Owl boxing show. I know they do the shows in Houston. I love Houston. Houston's a phenomenal city. One of my boys fought on the Red Owl show. Daniel Bailey. He fought one of Calvin Ford's fighters, and he was the underdog. And Calvin Ford's fighter, I forgot his name. He was undefeated, and he took his O. He put on a counter punching clinic, a defensive counter punching clinic. I would love to go to a Red Owl show because I know that Red Owl Boxing, they got their own facility and they're doing good competitive fights. So I'm all for Red Owl Boxing. He says, BT, when are you going to cover the Bridgeweight division? When I get more time. I don't really have time. You asking these questions, Howard. My time ain't like I'm limited on time. I'm not sure if you've seen it, BT, but No Limit is in talks to bring Inoue to Aji. But yeah, I seen it. I seen it tomorrow. I seen it before the live, and I asked Rick about it earlier. Look, it'd be cool. I mean, Inoue in Australia would be really, really cool. I just think that Merjan, even though I don't like Merjan's a mandatory. I think Saudi will put up big money for the fight, and that's probably the route he goes. But again, I like Sam Goodman. I respect Sam Goodman, and I would love to see him get the Inoue fight. He's a good fighter. Are you doing a live tomorrow PBC show? Tomorrow's show will not be about PBC. I'll tell you guys, tomorrow's show is going to be either one of two things. Tomorrow's live will either be my dad going live for the pro box fights, or it'll be a live where I haven't ran it by him yet, so it depends on what he says. But I'm supposed to hang out with my good buddy Sean Tatel soon, so maybe if Sean Tatel wants to do a live while me and him are hanging out, that'd be cool. But more than likely, it'll probably be the pro box show. But stay tuned. Yeah, my dad will probably go live for that pro box tomorrow, though. More than likely. But I personally would like to get Sean to tell on here, just talk some boxing with him. Because the couple times we've done lives on here, I felt like they could have been better. So I would like to see him, come on a live with me and talk some boxing. I know he hasn't really done many lives on Fight Hype, so it might, it'd be kind of cool to get him on a true school live now, because he ain't been doing a whole lot of lives, period. But he's been focused on the NFL and building his channel up. He says, why don't, oh, okay, last question, and then I'm out of here. Why don't you like Puerto Rican women? You're into girls from LA. I love Puerto Rican women. Puerto Rican women are beautiful. And I'm from South Florida, but I've always had this thing for the Mexican girls from not just LA, but the Mexican girls from Arizona, New Mexico, and of course California. But just a preference thing. What time of your lives? It varies day to day. Like I don't like setting a time for my lives because every day is different. Some days I'm in the gym with fighters getting content. Some days I'm helping fighters set up, with sparring and whatnot. Not me sparring, but helping them. Just being part of that, like helping them with their camps and whatnot. So it all depends on the day. But normally I try to do the lives at night. I'm a nighttime guy, so we'll see how it goes. But guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna get up and out of here. You guys take care, be blessed. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dingus. Until next time, take care, guys.